liked about it most was that it allowed students to do real science. So often in a classroom, we teach concepts that are in books or on worksheets or on PowerPoints, but the students don't ever get to really interact with the science and actually manipulate things and analyze data and come to real results on their own. So this project allowed students to actually do the scientific method and learn about climate change and Minnesota biomes all in one fell swoop. So the first week of school, I taught a foundational introductory curriculum to prepare students for the concepts behind climate change. And then for the next 2 months, we prepared for and conducted our research project in the school forest behind our school. We made 19 research plots, and the students were put into teams that were in charge of a plot, teams of 4. We collected real data on those plots, and then as a class analyzed the data. We used GIS technology to figure out the acreage and then the carbon sequestered in that acreage of land. And then finally we came to some land management suggestions, which my students actually presented to our school board so that they could better manage our school forest to sequester carbon.
And then I think there's really neat connections between what they learned in humanities about carbon markets and pulling that into a forest. And I think that's super relevant and current, that making those connections across the disciplines. And I think that actually played out even better than we thought it would.
Great.
I really like that the kids have a chance to work with professionals in ecological fields, so DNR people to folks who came. It's really great to have that.
As I was saying, so often science teachers tell students what careers they can have in science. They maybe describe them, they're maybe talked about a little bit in a textbook or on a movie. But I think, again, it's really meaningful for students to meet someone who really does science for a job beyond their science teacher. And it helps them realize that what they're learning does really have real applications.
I think especially the forester from our region, as we transition to having our own school, like an official school forest and trade, I'll definitely be using her help. Both for that and hopefully to connect with the kids in the future as well.
Unexpected was all the community involvement that and community connections we've made. We've become friends with some of the neighbors that live around here. We've become friends with some of the local 4-H and local Boy Scout even. A lot of just community members who want to spend time working in the forest. There's a couple of daycare centers that some of our high school students have teamed up with to teach them about forestry. And there's also 2 elementary schools that are out here. So
Students, if they knew that a certain day of the week was going to be an outdoor day, they'd be very excited about that. So yes, I went outside more, and it was, as long as you plan for going outside and you have alternative weather backup days, it is not a problem.
Academic aspect, we go out there a lot for cleanups or have done invasive species removal in the past, but it was nice to have specific field work to do and then a lot of support to go.
First, started noticing this forest as a possible education site. We're out here a little bit, mostly building trails, doing like service learning projects. But in the last year, since we've been really part of the school forestry program, I've been out here with high school students 2 or 3 days a week.
Getting out into the woods a lot more was a big benefit that I enjoyed and have wanted to do for a long time. So we have the school lady that's so close, and just to be able to get out there and do more with the students in the classroom. And like they said, they remember a lot more if we can go out and do things. I mean, we can do some right around the school, like tree identification and that, but getting out and showing them what's in the soil and what's, how to measure the trees, why it's important. If they don't know what it's about, they won't protect it.
I think just the ownership aspect of like, this is our school forest, and having the opportunity to come up with, to learn about and come up with different strategies to better manage the forest. I mean, how many kids get to think about that and managing the school forest and have the wealth of knowledge that they've gotten over the course of the project, meeting all the different experts.
Yeah, we are. I've gotten so many good materials through you guys, and I got curriculum set now, so it's really easy for me to keep teaching this class.
This connects well with our mission of environmental fieldwork and service, and that instead of doing service for other organizations all the time, we can do specific service in coordination with the city within our school forest.
I think that I'll probably use quite a lot of it, especially in the ecology unit. So I'm hoping to still use a lot of the tree identification, tree measuring, and kind of like where's the carbon at, that kind of stuff as we study ecology and the carbon cycle.
Published our results in our local newspaper, and we had some communications with the Will Steger Foundation that does a lot of work regarding climate change as well. So and then finally I culminated that by presenting this research project to teachers at the Will Steger Foundation Climate Institute this summer, and more teachers than